Mainly this viability thing, that's something you have on the Democratic side that you don't really have on the Republican side. On the Democratic side, if you have, just for instance, 20 people in a room caucusing, right? And then some of them go for Hillary, some of them go for Sanders, and some of them go for Martin O'Malley. You have to have 15% to be viable. So if with 20 in the room, if you don't have 3, then the other 2 have to either go I'm undeclared or they have to go with somebody else. Or there's another scenario. Let's bring in Heidi Przybyla. She's a senior political reporter for USA Today. And Heidi, I mentioned that because it was 8 years ago that Barack Obama used delegates against Hillary Clinton by getting a third person to move over to her. Explain how this is possible tonight.
Well, the Hillary Clinton, first of all, it's not only possible, but Hillary Clinton is already laying the groundwork for that. I talked with Senator Harkin the other day at a breakfast, and he said Hillary Clinton is smart. She's going to have her supporters talk to O'Malley's people and maybe even throw some supporters his way in order to make him viable, to make them feel good. But then in the end, bring them over to Hillary Clinton's side, maybe promise them a spot at the convention, a delegate at the convention. And that is a savvy approach that I think Hillary Clinton is already doing. I'd be surprised if Bernie Sanders wasn't doing some version of it, but I'm hearing, and I think Ed had reported this as well before, that they're actually kind of using an app, and they've made it very strategic this time. And Hillary Clinton has taken a lot of pages from Barack Obama's playbook in 2008. Her ground game is so much better, Shep. I talked to so many people when I was out at her rallies who said, you know, we didn't hear from Hillary Clinton's people until like a month or 2, perhaps, before the caucuses. This time, she had people, and many of them, on the ground from day 1 back in April.
I know she had, her campaign, according to all reports, had identified a caucus goer in all 99 counties, and in the vast majority of all those precincts, there are 1,500-something of these caucus sites, had identified at least one for each place. So you think about what you were just saying, they're using the app. These Martin O'Malley voters, the Hillary voter precinct captains, or whatever they call them there, will look down and say, okay, we have this many there. Give 2 to Martin O'Malley so that in that room of 20, he then has 3, Heidi. And then as a result, they could stand together, and they have leverage. They have purpose. They can be players.
That's right. And it's strategic, and frankly, it's smart, right? Because what we also know is that Bernie Sanders' support is much more concentrated in some of these college counties. There's 3 of them, Black Hawk, Story, and Johnson County, which also are big college towns. So if Hillary Clinton can deprive him in these other counties as well, where he may be, you know, coming up on her of like a more evenly spread outcome, that's how you win, because you're not winning by the popular vote here. You're winning by having the most delegates in the most possible counties. You
hear this question every day, but I'm interested to get your take, Heidi, and that is, if Hillary Clinton doesn't come out the leader tonight, we know that the polls indicate she's not going to win in New Hampshire. Bernie Sanders is a local guy up there. Does the South Carolina firewall, as it's been called, the African-American firewall in South Carolina, does that hold?
Yes. I've done reporting on this. I've talked, period. I've talked to, you know, from the horse's mouth, from Representative John Lewis, who famously, as the iconic civil rights leader who switched his vote in 2008 because he said it was the will of his constituents. He said, not happening this time. Shep, even before 2008, even before Iowa, black voters were moving en masse towards Barack Obama. We don't see that happening with Bernie Sanders. So once we move into those March 1 states, even if Hillary Clinton loses Iowa, she could go for a wipeout in those states.
Heidi Przybyla from USA Today. Thanks so much. We'll look for your work on usatoday.com. Thank you.